Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Changing African Perspectives. And today's topic is going to be why is it that schools are going to be closing down and shutting down? Schools, the way we know them, are going to be no more. I'm going to tell you why it is. I'm going to tell you how you can best prepare yourself. So, if you've got kids or you plan on having kids in the future, how should you position yourself for that time? Also, I'm going to tell you what you need to do if you are planning on studying education. If you want to be an educator, how can you position yourself for that as well? But before we go there, let me just take care of some housekeeping. Number one, Jabulo is out doing his final exams. We wish him all the best. I believe next week is the big week for him. So we thank him and we say kudos to all of you guys who are there in school prioritizing education. It is still a very important place, an important thing to do. We wish you the best. We wish you success as well. Now, back to today's topic. Schools are going to be closing down in the coming years. Of course, not tomorrow, but over the years, you're going to see that many more students are going to be pulled out of the public schooling systems. Many more parents are going to decide to take their kids out of school. And here are some of the reasons why. Schools have become a very dangerous place, an unsafe place for students to be. You look at the trend happening in America where gunmen will walk into school and they start shooting at kids up to or even down to grade 1, grade 2, kids in nursery school. As early as last week, there were shootings in a school of that nature. And if that trend is going on in America, you best believe it's going to be happening in South Africa as well. And that creates an unsafe environment for kids. Kids are going to say, Mom, I am terrified of going to school because a gunman is going to come and shoot us. And Mom will say, I am even more terrified than you, my child. So I'm going to pull you out of that school because it's unsafe, and the safety of the kids cannot be guaranteed even if you have superintendents who will position police and all that. It's a dangerous and unsafe space. That's part of the reason why schools are going to be dwindling to a close. The other reason is schools have become breeding grounds of all kinds of immoral things that kids get from the other kids. You watch some videos that go and trend online of kids in school uniform talking to other kids, telling them all kinds of shocking things that I cannot spell out in this video. Things that are just nothing short of shocking to see that coming from such young kids. We also were silly kids. That's how we learned how to be silly back at school. We were not learning that at home. You'd go as a good kid at home, you are this kind of a kid, but once you are in school, you're a completely different kid. But we were playing around, we were just being silly, as kids tend to be. However, the thing that you're seeing nowadays, it's much more than just simple silliness. That's just being a child. It's delving into the realms of serious immorality and serious terrible influence upon the other kids. And if you're a good kid, you get labeled as a goody goody, or they make you look like you don't fit in. You also feel like you don't fit in as a good kid, and you'll tell your mom, I don't think I fit in that school. They are doing all kinds of bad things. And it seems like these bad behaviors is what is being cheered on by your peers, by your schoolmates, and it's all a race to the bottom. Now, given there are still schools that are able to maintain that order, but for the most part, many public schools are failing dismally at being able to maintain that order. You see it because even the teachers get beat up by the students, by the kids in school uniform. So you can see that this challenge is on an upward trajectory. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse, given the idea of democracy, given all that has been given to this now generation and where things are headed. The other main big reason is that many governments failed dismally, and specifically the South African government. They have completely embarrassed us when it comes to systems of schooling. I don't know if they're really trying their best. It's just that the times are different. But you still have school kids who have to go to school bare feet. You still have kids who have to cross through rivers. You still have kids who walk for miles and miles. Kids who are learning under deplorable situations. No roof, no schoolhouse. And that is enough room, or that is enough reason for many kids to say, I don't even know why I'm sending you up there. You are better off being here at home, herding cows or doing some things that are at home than you going out there and having to risk your life like that. Those are part of the reasons why you're going to see the school system changing and evolving, and the school buildings, the communal school, coming to a close. Of course, these communal schools are a new thing in and of themselves. They did not exist before. In a different video, I'm going to talk about the history of education, how it all came to be. It was not always like this, so it coming to an end is not so much of a crisis. It's just a change in systems. But also, I want to do a video on Sandy Hook. There's a video that I want to do. The title is going to be something like A Good Day for the Law, when Alex Jones finally got charged for claiming that Sandy Hook was a hoax, was a conspiracy theory. Of course, Sandy Hook is when young children were shot at school, and this guy came out saying this was all a lie. But it's a whole long video. The gist of it is that the court finally charged this man for minimizing that crisis of kids being shot at school. I'll do a completely different video on that because it's too long. Now let's come to the why, or rather, I beg your pardon, what then are we going to see, or what are we going to do? The one main thing that is going to happen, of course, is going to be moving into the online schooling. More and more kids going to switch to online. I was pleasantly surprised during COVID, when COVID first hit, that the schools were the most agile of all industries and ready to switch into the digital world. I was a teacher myself at that time, and COVID hit 1 week. Within a week or two, we had our students already coming in online. But of course, that's also something that not every school will be able to afford. I was in a more affluent school, so it was much easier to do them, but many other schools struggled to set up the system. Going to show you the governments that will do things differently, and some of them will fall far behind and have their kids struggle because of that. But the school system was very agile. So I think teachers' jobs are not going to be as hit as when Uber came and hit the taxi industry. Your yellow cabs of New York were massively hit when Uber came in and threw off these drivers from the tracks and stole the industry away from them. The other way of teaching that is going to come is going to be pods, PODS, where if there's about 10 kids in our neighborhood or maybe on our block, we're going to bring them together, and this one parent will teach them this, that one parent will teach them that on different days of the week. And in that situation, it's not a grade thing. There's no grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. We just group them all together. It allows for more creativity. It allows for individualistic learning to happen, almost like in a workplace. When you're at work, we are not put in grades. There's no grade 1, grade 2. Whoever has certain skills, they emerge, and you may find that someone younger than you becomes your boss because that's the skills that they have. So pods will encourage that kind of environment as well. The other way, of course, is the way that many rich people have already gone to, and that is the way of homeschooling, teaching their kids from home. Many parents parents who are diplomats, who are in the diplomatic corps, parents who are celebrities, rich people who have to travel a lot, they teach their kids on the go. They teach them themselves. They have accreditation for that. Or they will have a teacher that travels with them and is teaching their kids. So those are the three ways in which the schooling systems are going to go toward. So I don't want this video to get too long. We will have more conversations like this, but in this channel, Changing African Perspectives, we don't just want to change your perspectives, but we want you to also be alert and aware of some trends. We want you to be ready and prepared. We want you to have informed ideas. So take this information that we are giving you and add on that and become a better human being, a much more informed person when you have to make decisions. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you again soon.